Hello, Steve here. Welcome to Real Health. Heard of thought, heard of thunk, heard of realized, heard of imagined and studied for and credentialed towards, and oh boy, um, got a PhD in how to save our health and live longer and not be ill and be fitter and healthier, which is code for looking buff and lean and all that sort of thing. Who'd have thought that it's about diet? Who'd have thought? And so you've clicked on today um, for the vision people with watching the video. Yes, you're having me lying on bed on a bed. Yes, the vision might improve at some point. It's just raining outside, and this is the best setup I got for now. But this is all you're getting. And you clicked on today. Uh, Gary Brecka review. Gary Brecka. Let's review what he's on about. This Gary Brecka chap, which is doing the rounds. He's part of the 10x, which who bought his 10x thing? Which named it 10x. Um, Cardone, someone Cardone. Anyway, zillionaire and beyond. So Gary Brecka, for those that don't know, and I won't go into it because usually when someone clicks on Gary Brecka, they do know who he is, and he's the methylation guy, the guy that informed all the health insurance companies what the policies should take account of, and he's the chap that suggests doing a is it a $40 or $300? I don't know. I think it's on the cheap end of things. This particular genetic test, 40, 45%, whatever, the people supposedly have this gene mutation, not a mutation, this weakness, this limitation where they can't methylate particular micronutrients and iodine, especially. Anyway, so anyone clicking on this really do know what he's on about, and here I am to poo-poo. Not really, not really. I do adopt his approach to uh, discharging of oh gee, what's it called? It escaping me now, but basically um, walking with your feet, bare feet on terra firma, like grass, dirt, sand, and the like, natural surfaces, discharges your electricity where to the point where your blood becomes more base and acidity versus base, and our ideal, apparently our ideal, what was it? pH in our blood is base at 7.38 or something. So if we go something like 7.45 or 7.22, like that's where the unwellness is. So yes, he's not a doctor. He's a scientist, been informing the insurance companies, and hey, the insurance companies are the only ones that make money these days. They're the only ones that survive financial crises and the like. So yes, um, Gary Brecka is doing good, but there's more. There's more to it. There's more to it. He may suggest and predict when someone's going to die. I wonder if there's going to be any reach out, do my bloods, predict when I'll die and all that sort of thing. I've probably got that mutation where, not a mutation, the genetic factor where 40% of us can't really methylate. Is it iodine? I forget now, but anyway, yes, it's not a good start when you don't know exactly, but yes, it is iodine. Um, and yes, you could probably suggest that I don't know enough on Gary Brecka, but Gary Brecka doesn't know enough on micronutrients, because micronutrients is where it's at. I've got this whole thing, the whole 44. which is the new branding which I refer to now. Bit of a methodology where I'll just quickly mention it because I tend to get not many viewers and listeners, that's for sure, but one-offs because I'm pretty crap at producing, of course. So basically, the Health 44 is eliminating four categories of food, which is 90+% of the supermarkets, probably 95%. Gluten has to be gone. So gluten, which is not just wheat, barley, rye, but it's also oats and now buckwheat, I think, as well. Those 5 grains damage the villi and our small intestine that do most of our absorption. And Gary Brecka touches on absorption, but he's fixated, just like, you could say that I'm fixated with the whole micronutrients thing and with the grains, the glutens and the like. Yes, I get it. But I reckon my fixation is better than Gary Brecka's fixation, that's for sure. So gluten has to be out to enable your villi to recover, so you can absorb most of the micronutrients from the small villi. I think around 90% of our absorption of our micronutrients happens through the small intestine, the villi through our small intestine, and that itself is way more health efficacy than the methylation which Gary Brecka is on, which has an impact. So yes, I discharge. I haven't got that $100,000 device that he sells to discharge, which does an even better job at discharging. But I spend 10 minutes or so each day with my feet on terra firma. And plus, what's another thing I adopt? As I go outside, I'm getting that morning sun in my eyes, and in the evening, also get some exposure of the red rays in the evening to set your circadian rhythm very well, to set your melatonin levels quite well, to set up your circadian rhythm. So they're the 2 go-tos that I do apart from my my Health 44, which I call now. So I already jumped, right? So gluten's out, oils in a bottle, burnt animal fat and fried food out. Also sugars, which includes, maybe in half a century we'll go off fruit and veg, but yes, even limiting your fruit and vegetable intake might have to come if you really want to get well. It doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound too appetizing, because it's very appetizing to eat fruit and veg. It's nature. Well, so is wheat. Anyway, so sugars out, and also nitrates and nitrites must be out, which is mainly found in the processed meats. That's the new carcinogen in town, the big carcinogen, even worse than smoking and obesity, all that sort of thing. Obesity, micronutrient deficiency. Just to grab a few people in, perhaps. The reason why some of you might be fat is because of micronutrient deficiency, particularly chromium, vanadium, zinc. Don't just go out and buy those 3 minerals. There's a lot more to it. They're just markers, indicators, tells that it is very likely you are micronutrient deficient of many other of the 90 declared essential micronutrients. Anyway, that's a feeder for you fatties out there. Oh, don't say that. Yeah, well, we know we're fat. Okay. So Gary Brecka, he's on not the right track, but a good track. Maybe there's a lot to this methylation thing, but if you are absorbing, digesting, absorbing, and getting dependable daily supply of those 90 declared essential micronutrients, then the efficacy of methylation in your biology will be set up even better. It may not be a gene test. It might just come down to digesting, absorbing, and dependable daily supply of the micronutrients, which will enable you to live longer. Let's myself and Gary Brecka compare notes in 30 and 50 years' time, perhaps. Who's going to live longer? He's probably got 5 years on me. He's probably 55-ish. I'm 50. So let's compare notes, Mr. Brecka. Not right now. You've got better delivery. I've got very crappy delivery of my methodology of my go-to in health. But that's all I have. But my research is, you know how much evidence-based practice, research, studies suggest different things, yet we're still dying at the average age of, say, 78 or 80, whatever the going rate of life expectancy is, which is boosted by even lower infant mortality rates. Did you know that even though our life expectancy was 40 back in the year 1900, 120 plus years ago, that there was 1 out of every 400 living people lived to the age of 100, and now that our average age is double that, effectively, there's only one person per 10,000 that's living to 100 years of age. So just seeing if my mic is still working, or at least if the light is on. So imagine that. Even though we're living double our life expectancy, less of us are living to the age of 100. How about that for a mind F? So even though I'm poo-pooing Gary Brecka, where my health approach is better than his, in my humble opinion, well, maybe not so humble, yes. Yes, I do suggest comparing notes. Pick your time or whatever. But with the studies and the evidence-based practice and the all the insurance data that he may have been exposed to, I've even deployed a couple of oncology nurses that I know. Let me know if you come across a new case of cancer, a patient with a new case of cancer, or an existing case of cancer, with their vitamin D level, which is greater than 40 millimole nanometers per mill of blood. Nothing. I think it's now 18 months. They haven't reported one case yet with anyone with a case of cancer that has vitamin D level of over 40. They're mainly like, some are under 10. There's plenty in the 20s and that sort of thing. Nothing over 40. That's a bit of an indication. I'm not suggesting that boosting your, just take vitamin D, 15,000 units to ward off cancer. No. It's a bit more to it. So even though I'm poo-pooing or suggesting that I'm better than in my health efficacy approach than Gary Brecka, I do deploy Gary Brecka's discharging of electricity by walking on terra firma twice a day. And also Doc Andrew Huberman, I deploy his sun in the eyes thing as well. There you go. So with those two health bits in our health toolkit, together with my Health 44, let's be a centenarian, and even being aware that we are a centenarian. So this whole methylation thing might be a bit to it, but if you're not digesting, absorbing, and getting dependable daily supply of the 90 declared essential micronutrients, then you won't be methylating. And if you do get the 90 declared essential micronutrients, you will have better chance at methylating, if that is a thing, together with all the other biological processes that are going on. So Gary Brecka is a good presenter. He even looks healthy. Dr. Andrew Huberman, it's pretty hard to see how healthy he looks because he's all tatted up, and he often, well, he always disguises his tattoos, and he looks like a fairly hefty chap. He's probably He looks like someone that's weighing about 120 kilos or 250 pounds, that sort of thing. What was I at my last weigh-in? Something like 215. I do recall 212 because Mr. Olympia is a 212 thing, but I'm not suggesting I'm a bodybuilder or anything, but the 212 thing is yeah, Mr. Olympia category apparently, and that's why it jumped out at me. Um, and I'm 6 foot, so being 212, 6 foot, I'm not the leanest of people out there because I think my at that spec of 212 being 6 foot, that puts me in a BMI something like a 28 ish. So I'm overweight, even though I've got a bit of a six pack, and I look fit at least. Yes, I've been going to the gym for a year now. Nothing too overt, nothing too um, strenuous. I worked myself from 20 minutes to 45-minute workouts, and when I got to the 45 minutes, it didn't. Nah, this is not going to work. So I've bumped that down to under 30 minutes now. Um, most days, I think it's every day now, and I'm migrating to calisthenics. So I'm chopping and changing, and I'm not doing a particular thing to to be a bodybuilder or anything, just to put some lean mass on, um, and to look and feel even better. And the reason why I've pretty much done a donkey before the horse, and the way I say it that way, the reason why I say it that way is because um, I lost my weight, effectively halved my body weight, but I've gone from 180 kilograms to around 80ish, up to 96 or so, or 212 pounds, and and when I was sort of 85ish, I started the gym, and now I'm 96, and I'm actually leaner, so I've obviously put some lean mass on. So um, I'm probably looking around the sort of physique as Gary Brecka. Gary Brecka looks like he's also um, trained as well. So he may have a few more grey hairs than me. Yes, he's a bit more senior, only half a decade or so, I think. And yeah, that's all I've got. Let's compare notes. In 30 or 50 years, pick your time frame, because his expertise in the insurance game, and now with his whole 10x thing and whatever he's involved in, good presenter. Yes, I get it. Um, let's see who lasts longer. That's all I have. This study, that study. We're still dying at the age of 80, and of all these different hypotheses that with the theories that they can't catch up anymore. Like when the notions, the hypotheses grow exponentially, you can't expect the theories to catch up. Theories take time, and when you've got all these hypotheses just um, propagating, it just gets messy, gets noisy, and we get lost in the weeds, especially with health. Physics is getting it. Social sciences always had it. But yes, it's promising all these different bits of data. But yeah, sometimes I suggest faith. Have your faith in the Health 44, and that's all you probably need. I don't have a track record. Um, the people that have started what I advocate for, I don't think I have a single. No, I don't think I do. I don't think I have a single uh, person that's being compliant, or at least adopted my whole Health 44 approach with the digestion, the absorption, and the dependable daily supply of the 90 declared essential micronutrients. And and as a result, they are the ones that have tried and I've got access to and I can see what they're doing. They haven't reached the heights of health um, that I have. And even if someone is 95% compliant, um, there's a lot of give. That's why I call what I advocate for here the Health 44 is because there is a lot of give and take you can do. But with the some will say eliminating 95% of the supermarket is that's a lot of compromise, but no, not really. If you get it, you will get. If you understand it, as in get it, understanding it, you will get very healthy and you will live much longer than your peers. I probably don't belong as a PhD peer, but being in the health game and basing my whole existence now on health, that is an environment where, if you um, produce content on health at least, and the PhDs out there, yes, I would consider them my peers. Imagine if you don't have a PhD, okay, if I don't have a PhD or I'm a lot more involved in the literature and all the evidence and the whatnot, and even if I'm not in insurance or health formally, and I live to 120 where all the others are dying off at 85, come on, come on. Surely there's something in that. Surely. And if there's other long-lived peoples that take micronutrients like I do with through longevity safe, they're my dealer, my micronutrients dealer. Let's see if the founder of longevity, Dr. Wallach, if he gets to the average, if he gets to be a centenarian. There's only another, what's that, 15, 16 years to go for him to reach that age. And he's probably slowing down. I don't know. I haven't seen him for a couple of years, like in the flesh or on a screen. He's still doing the rounds. I do know he's doing the rounds, but as in this current age where there's been less travel, you know what I'm talking about. He's doing a bunch of Zooms, and people don't look the best on Zooms. So I like to see if he lectures in front of a few hundred people to see how he's doing generally as well. But if Doc Wallach, the founder of longevity, lives to 100, there's something in it because 50 years ago he was um, unwell and he was overweight and all that sort of thing. So yeah, there you go. So that's my poo-pooing of Gary Brecka, even though I deploy his discharging, as in stepping on terra firma each and every day to make your um, blood more base. I reckon my blood is 7.38 every second of the day, the way I deploy my Health 44. And if you deploy the Health 44 the way I suggest you should, I reckon you will be 100 years old. Maybe not if you're 90 right now, but you'll probably put on 20, 30, 40 years plus of life. Thanks for your interest. That was Gary Brecka's people. Bye bye.